Can you believe it? In China, there is a city like this. Your navigation says you have arrived at your destination, but you find yourself still downstairs. You think you are standing on the first floor, only for someone across from you to tell you, this is actually the 22nd floor. You have just walked out of a metro station, thinking you will immediately reach the street, only to discover that you still need to take an elevator, climb stairs, cross a pedestrian bridge, pass through a shopping mall, and then go down to another platform. You stand on the road and look up, and a rail train passes straight through the middle of a building. You look down, and another road drills into the mountain beneath your feet. In the distance are the Yangtze River and the Jialing River. Nearby are elevated bridges, mountains, clusters of buildings, tunnels, walking paths, cable cars, and rail transit all intertwined together. This city is Chongqing. Many people call it the 8D magical city. But Chongqing's magic has never simply come from the fact that it looks complicated. What truly makes Chongqing shocking is that this city has blended mountains, water, bridges, tunnels, buildings, and rail transit together, forcefully building a three-dimensional urban system that operates in layers. In many cities, the metro is underground, roads are flat, buildings stand vertically, traffic spreads out horizontally. But in Chongqing, all of these rules are broken. The metro can rise into the sky, rail tracks can pass through buildings, roads can spiral around halfway up a mountain, tunnels can suddenly emerge from inside a mountain. Different exits of the same building may lead to streets at completely different elevations. A metro station is not just a transport stop. It is more like a spatial mechanism embedded into the texture of this mountain city. The most impressive thing about Chongqing is this: it does not build the city on the ground. It builds the city in three-dimensional space. So Chongqing is not an ordinary mountain city. It is more like a super engineering city, forced into existence by its terrain. And one of the most exciting protagonists of this city is Chongqing Rail Transit. Many tourists say that if you come to Chongqing and do not ride its rail transit at least once, you have not truly understood the city, because Chongqing's rail transit is not just a means of transportation. It is a real-life urban roller coaster. It takes you through buildings, across rivers, into mountains, up slopes, and through tunnels. Sometimes, one second you are still underground, and the next second you burst out of a tunnel, suspended in midair, with the entire city and the river rushing into view. Sometimes, you think the train is about to crash into a building, and then it actually goes straight through it. Sometimes, as you sit in the carriage, what you see outside the window is not billboards or ordinary street views, but cliffs, river water, bridges, building clusters, and the mist that is unique to Chongqing. This is the most special thing about Chongqing Rail Transit. It is not simply taking people from point A to point B. It is taking you through the three-dimensional skeleton of a city. Why did Chongqing become an 8D city? To understand Chongqing's rail transit, you must first understand Chongqing's terrain. Chongqing is not a city spread flat across a plain. It is a city shaped by mountains and water. The Yangtze River and the Jialing River meet here, cutting the city into different sections. The mountains then lift, lower, divide, and fold these sections. As a result, Chongqing's urban space does not spread out like a chessboard. Instead, it stacks up, layer by layer. In cities on plains, building a metro often means laying tracks underground along urban roads. But Chongqing is different. The ground beneath Chongqing is not always flat. If you dig downward, you may encounter rock layers. If you move forward, you may run into a mountain. If you want to straighten the route, there may be a river ahead. If you want to go around it, there may be dense urban areas surrounding you. This means Chongqing's rail transit cannot be built according to the logic of an ordinary city. It must adapt to the terrain. It must follow the mountains, run along the rivers, pass through the gaps between buildings, cross waterways, drill into mountains, and find the most suitable route with an extremely limited urban space. So Chongqing's rail transit looks magical, but it is not magical just for the sake of being magical. It is because the terrain is too complicated that it was forced to develop an extremely three-dimensional engineering solution. In other words, Chongqing's 8D feeling is not a gimmick deliberately created by designers. It is the result of mountains, water, urban density, and engineering technology shaping the city together. Every section of track, every elevated structure, every tunnel entrance, and every moment where a train passes through a building that you see in Chongqing is actually answering the same question. In such a complicated mountain city, how should transportation operate? Chongqing's answer is to build rail transit into a three-dimensional transportation network.